Hi, my name's Eric. For those of you who don't know who I am or remember me, I'm the kid who choked on a Lego block, or one of the kids. Um, I'm just here today to tell everybody that I'm not going to let that moment define who I am. And although embarrassing, it was probably one of the greatest things that could have ever happened to me, because it saved me. I guess you could call this part two of my message. I used to be afraid of everything. Mom! Really, everything. Um, Example, I have a dog. I think he's asleep right now. And we're just not close. We never got a chance to bond because I was afraid of him. I knew he wouldn't bite me. He's not that kind of dog. I know that. You stay away from me. I think it was the dander. I wasn't allergic to him. I've never been allergic to dogs, but I always felt subconsciously that I might be. That it was just kind of a delayed reaction, if you will. And for that reason, we've never been close, and I wish we were. I feel like I've missed out on that big part of my life. In fact, the other day when I choked on the Lego blocks, it was the first time I played with Lego since I was in kindergarten. That was 13 years ago, anyway. And I hit my head on Lego blocks and I had to get stitches. And basically, I've just missed out on all this part of my life because I was just afraid of everything. I would stay at home, and if I went outside, I'd be covered in sunscreen, wear a helmet, and I just never got to really experience life until I almost died by choking on the Lego block. So basically, what I'm saying is we have nothing to fear but fear itself. Maybe you need a real shock to realize that fears aren't that big a deal. Hopefully you won't almost die like I did. Um, but when we look at fears, you can really see that a lot of them are just irrational and unnecessary. I guess some could be seen as reasonable. I mean, if you were allergic to dogs and cats, then seeing one around, you might think, oh no, my allergies, and be a little afraid. So I guess that would be reasonable. Um, or if you'd been bitten at one point in your life, you might be a little scared of dogs or heights if you're afraid of falling. Or the sun, because cancer. Same with like cell phones. They don't really know yet, but they're not for sure on that. But you can get cancer. And yeah, I mean, there's a reason I wore a helmet for all those years. You could trip on just one of those cracks in the sidewalk and have some brain damage. And well, yeah. So I guess a few of those fears could be seen as reasonable. Um, yeah, there's probably a short list. Um, you know, I didn't watch TV for a lot of my life because I was scared that if I ever went, something happened and I had to plug it in, I could get shocked. I didn't want to touch the remote. I didn't want to touch the TV because if anything happened, a lot of electronics I tended to stay away from. I just sleep in my room, which is padded. Um, yeah, but it felt like a safe place, and I thought it was kind of nice for the time. But I'd like to experience the world. Um, but yeah, there's just a few the fears. They're really not that reasonable, and like I said, the sun and the small things. Public speaking, that one I don't really see. Well, unless you were humiliated. But when does that ever really happen? I mean, unless you were to put something out in front of a lot of people, such as a video or something. then then I don't really know how that would work. Um, but we really just have nothing to fear but fear itself. So stay strong.